What if I told you losing 100 pounds was not only simple, but also sustainable and would take less than a year? Don't believe it? Bet! A few years back, MrBeast kicked off his own fitness journey and lost a ton of weight. Jimmy didn't follow some secret celebrity program. He walked 12,500 steps a day, lifted weights, cut back on junk, and stayed consistent.
We can't let these nerds get jacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Too late.
Fast forward to now. Jimmy's passing on what he learned.
It's hard.
His latest viral challenge: help someone else lose 100 pounds in a year for $250,000. And in classic MrBeast fashion, it's not just a health plan, it's a spectacle. Locking Majid in a weight loss sanctuary he can't leave until he completes the challenge, all filmed non-stop for content.
This gonna be fire because this gonna really show if he really want it or not. You have everything you need in front of you. Plus 250,000.
Now, it's a wild premise, but it raises real questions. What does it really take to lose 100 pounds the healthy way? Especially when it's all happening under the spotlight of the internet.
I think it's hitting them just how hard this is gonna be.
We never get a full breakdown of Jimmy's own transformation, but this challenge gives us a behind the scenes look at what actually works, and what's more entertainment than everyday advice. So how much of this is truly replicable? And what are the practical takeaways for someone trying to change their health in the real world?
He stayed active every single day. For the first time in his life, he was learning how to eat healthy.
Coach cooking today, he's teaching me how to grill.
So today, we're breaking it all down. The routines, the red flags, the viral incentives, and the actual science behind sustainable weight loss. Because this might look like just a flashy transformation video, but there's a lot more under the surface.
What do you want to say to your future self when you watch this video in a year?
Proud of you, Majid. You did it. You never quit.
Be sure to stick around to the end so that you can learn how to achieve this yourself, if you are looking to shed a pound or two.
Now, what happens if you did quit?
Yeah, you're a loser, bro.
If you're a returning viewer, do me a solid and give the video a like and a comment, because it's the easiest way to support the intern army. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and watch the video first, and if so inclined, give me a like at the end. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications so that you can be alerted when I post content related to your health, and so that you can also be part of my march to 1 million. I am making you smarter and healthier one video at a time. And with that out of the way, let's get to the skinny.
I see what you did there.
Over these 6 months, Matt slashed his daily caloric intake by 600 calories, decreased his fat mass by over 50%. If he keeps this up, he will have extended his lifespan by around 5 years.
Before we get into the possible weight loss hacks that someone with MrBeast's money and resources might have access to, let's start with the basics. Because as far as we know, Jimmy kept his own transformation surprisingly simple. His pillars: move more, lift weights, eat a little better, stay consistent, and most importantly, have a strong support system to help keep you accountable.
My boy Jimmy just got in the gym.
Of course. Oh, you gotta get your deep sleep for recovery.
He wasn't trying to lose weight fast, but actually keep it off. As cliche as it sounds, it wasn't a crash diet. It was a lifestyle shift. And that's exactly what this new challenge is trying to replicate, just in a very MrBeast kind of way.
Could make an omelet.
Now your own healthy indoor grocery store? That's tough, Jack.
On the surface, the setup seems totally sustainable for the average person. Majid's setup looks like a reality TV fat camp. A private house with a full gym, a chef stocking only healthy food, weekly doctor check-ins, and zero day-to-day responsibilities besides losing weight. Most of us don't have that luxury, or a $250,000 prize dangling overhead. So the big question is, what happens when the cameras shut off? Regain is common after rapid losses, and long-term success usually hinges on habits, not hype.
Went from almost 270 back to 324 in a matter of months.
Don't get me wrong. Kicking things off with a short boot camp phase can actually help jumpstart habit formation, especially in the first month when the brain is more neuroplastic and primed to form new routines. The trick, however, is translating those habits to real-world life once the spotlight fades.
Majid, you're looking lean, you're looking healthy, but most importantly, you don't want to go back to what you're looking at now. Once you break that barrier, you'll never want to get back to this.
We need a strong motivator. When we're discussing lifestyle change, we need to start with why. Why lose weight at all? Well, weight loss isn't just about looks or even just the number on the scale. It's about reducing the stress your body is under every single day.
For every extra kilogram of body weight, your knees feel 4 times the pressure.
And while it is true that losing weight can reduce mechanical stress on your body, this is not the entire reason for pain in those who are overweight.
When someone's carrying extra weight, their joints, especially the knees, hips, and the spine, are under constant pressure. Over time, that can mean earlier arthritis, disc degeneration, and a higher risk of injury even during basic movements like walking or squatting.
Normally, when you exercise, you break down a little bit of cartilage, but then you build it right back up again. When you have a lot of fat within the body, what happens is you have increased breakdown and decreased build-up over the course of time.
Beyond that, there's the cardiovascular strain, increased risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, metabolic dysfunction, and more. These aren't vanity issues, they're long-term health risks.
Fat evolved and developed to deal with situations of scarcity and harsher environments. And now that we live in a world that is pretty much the opposite of scarcity, and we're packing on extra adipose tissue, our bodies, in a way, don't really know how to handle it.
So yes, losing weight can make you look different. But more importantly, it can help you move better, breathe easier, sleep deeper, and live longer.
Let's put it on.
I gotta wear this?
175 days ago, you wore this every day.
The goal is to help your body function the way it's supposed to. So, how do we do that?
Which is why we got him a trainer. I'm gonna go introduce him. This is your personal trainer, Coach Wall.
You're about to get me shredded, huh?
Let's start with the obvious. Exercise. You've probably heard it before. Weight loss is all about a calorie deficit. And sure, that's technically true, and we will get to diet. Don't worry. But here's the thing. Movement still matters. Because if you're only focused on dropping pounds and not building strength, stamina, or joint health, you're not really getting healthier. You're just getting lighter. And that's not the same thing. So yeah, movement is key, especially at the start. And for someone without much of an exercise background, movement can feel like the steepest mountain.
I might poop myself doing that, bro.
And when you're carrying extra weight, it's literally heavier to climb that mountain. That's the thing about weight. The more you gain, the harder it becomes to move. And the less you move, the harder it is to lose. It's a vicious cycle. And breaking out of it is one of the hardest, most important first steps.
Right now, Majid doesn't even know how to squat. By the end of this video, he's gonna be a machine.
Early on, he struggled to squat with proper form. And that's not unusual when your body's not used to moving, especially when it's carrying extra weight. Simple movements are often difficult. That massive load on the joints makes coordination tougher, balance harder, and again, increases injury risk. That's why starting slow, learning proper mechanics, and building stability is so important, especially as a beginner, when your body's still relearning how to move.
Learn the foundations, build a strong foundation, and ramp it up.
Majid had a trainer and followed a pretty standard routine. Daily cardio and lifting weights 5 times a week. It wasn't just about burning calories. This was a full body transformation. And again, weight loss does not mean fat loss, does not mean health gain. Losing weight just means the number on the scale is going down. But that could be fat, muscle, water, or even glycogen. And not all of those are good losses. Fat loss is more specific. It means you're reducing your body fat percentage, which is usually the real goal. But even then, it's not the only marker that matters.
Fasting glucose, fasting triglycerides, HDL cholesterol, hemoglobin A1C, total cholesterol, waist circumference, and blood pressure.
So health gain is the bigger picture. It shows up in your blood work, your energy, your endurance, how your joints feel, how well you recover. These aren't always reflected on a scale. In fact, someone can lose weight and still be unhealthy, especially if they're undereating, losing muscle, or just chronically exhausted. And on the flip side, someone might gain a few pounds, but improve their labs and feel freaking amazing.
When I first saw this video yesterday, I could not believe that that was me.
In fact, gaining muscle during weight loss is actually key. And guess what? Muscle is denser, AKA heavier than fat.
And I took some pictures today to compare myself to me 6 months ago, and I look the exact same, bro. I don't know what to say.
So even if the number on the scale doesn't drop quickly, your body composition can be improving.
I
I don't even know how to put it into words. Just look at me and then look at me like.
Yeah, it's still important to reach a healthy weight range, but the goal isn't just to weigh less. It's to feel and function better. When most people think of exercise for weight loss, they picture cardio, jogging, biking, long walks. And to be fair, Majid did a lot of walking. Walking is great. It's low impact, easy to stick with, and super practical. Just skip the car ride to the store and you're already moving more.
Can you name one activity that burns calories?
Walking!
Yeah, it does.
This kind of steady, sustained movement is known as aerobic activity, and it comes with real benefits.
Yeah, I hit 15K steps yesterday.
15.
That's all we do here.
It strengthens your heart, improves endurance, and helps your body burn calories more efficiently over time. It's not flashy, but it works, especially when done consistently.
Feel these chisels.
He started locking in on everything from his workouts,
Saw that.
eating only 1,800 calories a day.
But anaerobic exercise like lifting weights, sprinting, or basketball is just as important, especially when the goal is to rebuild your body, not just shrink it.
Losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time is known as body recomposition. You're changing the composition of your body tissues.
What's something you can do to prevent muscle loss while dieting?
Workout!
That's where resistance training comes in. It not only builds strength, it helps preserve muscle during a calorie deficit, supports joint health, and keeps your metabolism higher over time, which plays a huge role in long-term fat loss.
Your muscles prefer to burn fat at rest, so the more muscle mass that you have, the more body fat you're gonna burn while resting.
That slightly oversimplifies it. Muscles don't necessarily prefer to burn fat at rest, but they do burn more calories than fat tissue overall, even at rest. So the more lean muscle mass you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate tends to be. Basically, gains help you lose. And something that was encouraging to see, especially from a longevity perspective, was that his routine wasn't just brute force training. It actually scored major points in my book because Jimmy built in monthly add-on challenges that targeted Majid's weak areas. That kind of intentional focus creates a more balanced, resilient body. Plus, Majid incorporated things like dead hangs.
I gotta do 3 sets of dead hangs, 10 to 20 seconds.
Every single day, he improved his hang time.
Hey, Max, look down. Look down. Oh my gosh, does that scare you?
Not at all.
These might seem niche, but honestly, they're one of the most primal, functional movements humans can do. Even the fact that this made it into his program shows that Jimmy recognizes the importance of mobility and that he understands it's about more than just strength or cardio. Mobility, meaning strength through a full range of motion, is one of the most underrated parts of real fitness. It's what really makes your body usable in daily life, not just lean or gym strong.
Mobility is a prerequisite for movement. To be able to lift weights, to be able to run fast, to be able to jump, to be able to do all the cardio that you do to lose weight, you need to be mobile.
And beyond what kind of movement you do, it's also about how you do it. Other things that matter more than just burning calories are intensity, variation, and consistency. You can't do the same 30-minute walk every day and expect results forever. Your body adapts. That's why changing up your routine and gradually increasing the challenge is key to continued progress, whether it's cardio, strength training, or mobility work. And yes, pushing yourself matters, bro. But maxing out every day isn't the goal. If you push too hard, too fast, you risk burning out. Or worse, getting injured.
Rhabdo is short for rhabdomyolysis. It can be caused by anything that damages muscle tissue. The rhabdo caused a breakdown of his muscle fibers, releasing a damaging protein into the blood and damaging his kidneys.
Exercise is obviously demanding on the body. And while pushing yourself occasionally isn't harmful, making a habit of it can backfire. That's where balance comes in. The principle of submaximal effort. Training hard, but not to the point of breakdown, is what keeps you consistent.
Pushing your body to its limits every single day isn't healthy. So we made sure Maj took rest days and got weekly checkups from a doctor monitoring his progress.
In this sense, it's actually outside the gym, after the workout, where real growth and progress happen through a process called protein synthesis.
Intense lifting causes tiny tears to occur in muscle fibers and connective tissue. With adequate rest and nutrition, the muscles gradually regenerate over the next several days.
And let's be honest, The GOAT of rest is sleep. Not just for that all-important protein synthesis, but for pretty much everything restorative. Energy replenishment, mental decluttering, you name it. It also plays a direct role in hormonal balance, helping regulate cortisol, that stress hormone that loves to hoard fat, and controlling appetite. Without solid sleep, your body struggles to recover and all of your hard work hits the ceiling.
And even having a strict sleeping schedule.
10 o'clock food cutoff, sleep by 12.
Now, of course, movement, or lack thereof, is just one side of the equation. But in the grand scheme of things, its contribution to weight loss is much less significant than what, when, and how you eat. You can't out-train a bad diet. And when it comes to weight loss, what you eat and how much makes all the difference.
What's more important for fat loss? How many carbs you eat or how many calories you eat?
Calories.
For fat loss, it's calories in versus calories out, period. While carbs, fats, and protein all matter in different ways, it's your total calorie balance that drives fat loss. If you eat more than you burn, you gain weight because the excess calories are stored as fat. If you eat less, you lose weight because your body has to consume stored energy to fuel its activity. But it's not only about calories, because not all calories are created equal. A 100-calorie cookie is not going to fill you up like a 100-calorie egg. Some foods leave you hungrier faster, and that makes sticking to a deficit way harder long term.
We have empty calories and we have full calories, and we know intuitively what empty calories are. Calories that have been separated from their constituent nutrients.
That's why nutrient density matters. Whole foods don't just fill your stomach, they help regulate hormones, fuel your body's systems, and keep you feeling balanced. In fact, one of the most impactful things you can do is cut out processed food.
That was one trip through the drive-thru, 999 more.
Really, Majid wasn't starving himself, he was eating better. Think smoothies, veggies, fruit bowls, and high-protein meals that leave you satisfied.
Which is a better source of protein, chicken breast?
Chicken breast. I didn't even need to hear the second one.
Lean protein, like chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, or beans, is key. It keeps you full longer and helps prevent muscle loss during a calorie deficit.
Can you name one thing to help you feel more full at meals?
Eat healthier food.
Grapes! Foods high in protein, fiber, and water slow digestion and stabilize energy, meaning fewer crashes, cravings, and late-night snack spirals.
The first slippery slope was not fueling my body properly throughout the day, which made my hunger and cravings roll together into a monster at night.
Majid was ready to resist backsliding. He had a solid plan. He started around 2,500 calories a day, and over time, that got trimmed down to about 1,800. It wasn't a crash diet. It was a slow, strategic drop designed to keep progress going without burning out his body.
Over time, we're only going to decrease his calories, increase his activity, and up his cardio.
The trainer didn't just cut calories and walk away. Majid's routine evolved as he got fitter. Cardio increased, nutrition adjusted, and the intensity of his training grew with him. That's called periodization, gradually changing variables, be it diet or exercise, to keep the body adapting. Again, it's a delicate balancing act, and knowing when to tweak the strategy is key.
What are like 3 key things you think like someone working out should focus on? Obviously diet.
Yeah, so not even diet, bro. I hate the word diet because it's not really a diet. It's just nutrition, food, you know? Focus on food, because when you say diet, people shy away from that.
For example, stay in a steep deficit for too long or drop calories too low too quickly, and your body pushes back. In that case, metabolism slows, muscle breaks down, and fatigue creeps in.
This is life-changing, right? I want to lose this healthily.
For Majid, it wasn't just about eating less, it was about eating smart. You still need enough protein to support muscle repair, carbs to fuel workouts, and nutrients to keep your hormones balanced. His approach was disciplined, but not miserable. He was fueling his body to train, recover, and actually feel good through the process. And eating smart doesn't just apply to what you eat, but also when you eat and how you eat. Modifying how frequently you eat and thereby controlling your exposure to insulin, a storage hormone, is also important. as is the times at which you eat relative to your other activities, such as waking and sleeping. I'd say that overall, his routine was definitely tailored for YouTube, but it wasn't unrealistic. It was structured, progressive, and most importantly, built to maintain momentum. And that kind of design is critical because even with the best setup, progress can still stall if motivation slips. Besides the sustainable approach he was taking to diet and exercise, what kept Majid going? There were regular check-ins, monthly weigh-ins, and physical reminders, like increasingly smaller shirt sizes Jimmy would drop off, and even that fat suit, all reinforcing how far he'd come.
I gotta wear this? 175 days ago, you wore this every day.
Plus, the stakes were high. $250,000 on the line if he hit the goal. That kind of external motivation is powerful, but it raises a question. What happens when the money runs out?
31, 32, 32,
Intrinsic motivation is what keeps you going after the camera stops rolling. And if you want the changes to last, they have to be tied to behaviors that you can sustain for a lifetime, not just for a prescribed time period.
I'll just be happier. Longevity of life. You know, being able to be with my fam, my niece and nephew, that's really the most important.
And you gotta be able to persevere. Let's not ignore the emotional toll of the unexpected. Even in his quarantined environment, Majid wasn't immune to life's curveballs. Around the anniversary of his dad's death, his momentum dipped. Then his coach, someone deeply involved in his progress, passed away. That's a lot to carry. It's a reminder. This isn't just a physical challenge, it's a mental one too. Progress isn't only measured by the scale. It's about how you show up, especially when things get hard. That's why mental health matters just as much as physical training. If your head's not in it, your body will not follow. Mental resilience is what gets you back in the gym, back on routine, and back in the fight when things get tough. Even though it was technically a solo challenge, a real you versus you journey, Majid wasn't doing alone. He had a full ecosystem behind him, a trainer, a medical team, and Jimmy and his entire crew cheering him on. Having a support system, a sense of community where people come together to achieve something truly makes a difference. Health positive people in your corner can be the difference between burnout and breakthrough. Sometimes they just need to tell you straight up, get your ass to the gym.
Let's go! 1 out of 7 laps now.
Social media and cultural pressures have definitely made many people overly critical of their own bodies. And influencers often don't show the full story, whether it's money, medication, or behind the scenes help. And the transformations you see online can create unrealistic expectations about what real change actually looks like.
What's more effective for fat loss? Fat burner pills or exercise?
Exercise! Yep, research backs it up. Diet and exercise outperform supplements for fat loss and heart health. And this is the tried and true path MrBeast took. He chose the slower, tougher, and more sustainable route, focusing on real lifestyle changes.
Maj has done 10,000 steps a day, followed his diet perfectly, not skipped a single rep on his workouts.
Ultimately, weight loss isn't just a one-size-fits-all journey. Genetics, psychology, and life circumstances all shape how someone loses weight and improves their health. Not everyone needs to lose 100 pounds in a year to get healthier, but if you want to make a big transformation, having the right system and the right way makes all the difference.
I wake up every morning and I go to. Every morning I choose to win. I believe in myself. I believe in myself to the highest.
Majid succeeded, but he also had every condition optimized. He had a structured routine and near perfect conditions. No job, no distractions, a personal trainer, medical support, and oh yeah, a whole bunch of cash on the line. That kind of incentive definitely doesn't hurt. But for most people, that's not what weight loss looks like. Real life means juggling work, family, and stress, all in a world filled with cheap fast food, sedentary habits, and systems that don't exactly set us up for success. Still, that doesn't mean progress is impossible. This challenge was designed to be extreme, but the core lessons still apply. Movement, nutrition, rest, support, and mindset. If you're on your own path, remember, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It just has to be real. Consistent daily choices, one step at a time, are how real health is built. Weight loss isn't magic, it's biology. Learn how to hack it to your advantage. Fix your habits and your body will follow. Thanks for joining me in this discussion about Mr. Beast and Majid's weight loss journeys. If you want to get smarter about topics where human anatomy and injury science intersect with current trends and pop culture, click on your notifications to catch my uploads every Monday morning. And don't forget to follow my gym, Human 2.0 Fitness, for free right here on YouTube, where we post content that helps you move better and prevent injury. Or its sister channel, Human at Home, where we show you how to be healthy in the space where you live. Otherwise, as always, that's been a word from Dr. Chris Raynor, not your everyday ortho, where we see one, do one, teach one.